The last season for Modern Warfare 3 Zombies has been finally released, and after this I don't think we will get any massive changes to the meta weapons we have right now, and I'm pretty sure we will not get any new weapons added to the game, so I think it's finally time to give you guys my ultimate list with the top 5 weapons to use in the high tier zones, including the Elder Dark Aether rifts as well. Before we do anything, please keep in mind that these are my favorite guns in the game and your list might be looking a bit different. If so, do make sure to drop below your preferred guns, as I'd like to hear your guys' opinion. I do read every comment. This list consists of weapons that are absolute meta and have a huge advantage over every other one in the game. So I guess without any further ado, do make sure you smash the like button and subscribe for more content, as we are super close to 20,000 subscribers and would be absolutely insane if we hit that soon right before Black Ops 6. And without any further ado, let's get into this. On number 5, we are starting off strong and might be a bit of a surprise for everyone. We have the Reclaimer 18 shotgun. Now, as you all know, this weapon has been the most powerful gun in the game for quite some time now, and you may be wondering why do I put it on the 5th place. Well, with the latest updates, the Reclaimer did get a damage buff, which is pretty great, but also received a huge nerf in the ammo count, and more specifically, when Pack-a-Punch, it only has 10 rounds instead of the usual 20, and without mags of holding, well, you're just gonna spend most of your time reloading, which is not very great. But nonetheless, this still does the most amount of damage per shot and is still an absolute monster of a gun. It's just that without mags of holding, the ammo situation might not be the absolute best. Also, with this nerf to the ammo count in the magazine, I'll call it a magazine, you have extra ammo in reserve, which kind of makes mags of holding even better on this, but not everybody's gonna have this, so that's why I put it on the 5th place. Now, the loadout I like running, it's gonna be on the screen right now, and here the most important attachments are going to be the slug rounds, of course, and the big barrel, as it increases the number of slugs per shot when Pack-a-Punch to 10, which in ADS mode can basically take out the Mega Abomination's head in only one precise shot, which kinda it's pretty insane. The rest of the attachments are personal preference, but I think these work the best for hipfire and tac stance, which by the way, tac stance is actually very good. So if you're looking for a weapon that deals insane amount of damage per shot and can pretty much deal with any boss in the game, and in order to make an idea, I did beat the Red Worm with this using only a green tool, so a green rarity weapon. The Reclaimer 18 is definitely the weapon for you. This has always been my weapon of choice when I went for the hardest challenges in the game, basically. Now, moving on to the number 4 spot, and here we have the Aether Avancer assault rifle from Modern Warfare 2. If you guys have been watching the channel for some time, you know that I absolutely love this gun, and honestly, what's not to love about it? It has insane fire rate, great damage, and some fairly easy to control recoil, and on top of this, the weapon has a ton of ammo, and more specifically, well, it has 120 in the magazine when Pack-a-Punched and 900 in reserve, and well, if you add mag of holding, this basically turns into a minigun with 1020 bullets in total. And on top of this, you can also use the incendiary ammo, which can deal a bit of extra damage, making this even more deadly. And yes, before everybody loses their mind, incendiary ammo do more damage than normal rounds, so if you have a chance to equip it, do it. It will actually help out quite a bit. I think the percentage is around 10% of extra more damage, which is actually pretty good. Now, this weapon has a bit of a disadvantage as well, as it being an AR, the movement is not this weapon's strong aspect, but with the amount of ammo and power, I think it's a pretty strong trade-off. The loadout is going to be on the screen right now. I use tac stance a lot on this and it's actually pretty fantastic, and if you guys want, you can definitely switch up the attachments too much without losing any of the power of the weapon, which is pretty great. So if you're basically looking for a weapon that can deal with anything, definitely try out the Aether Avancer, as it's absolutely fantastic. Definitely one of the best fully automatic weapons in the game. Now, much like the Reclaimer 18, this weapon can pretty much deal with any boss in the game, including the Red Worm. It can pretty much beat the entity boss as well, but you're gonna have a bit of a trouble as those orbs are pretty strong, but at the end of the day, the Aether Avancer will get the job done. Now, moving on to the number 3 spot, and here I was in a bit of a pickle, as there are still a lot of great weapons in the game, like the WSP Stinger or the Renetti with a conversion kit, but I think I have to still go with the FGX Horse. But not with the conversion kit, just the standard one. This again has been a fan favorite for a very long time, basically since it came out. I don't really remember the exact date, and has held its place due to its amazing fire rate, great damage and mobility, but also the ammo count, because as you guys know, most of the MW3 guns don't have a lot of ammo in reserve, but the FGX Horse is pretty much the opposite, which is absolutely fantastic. The FGX Horse is a weapon for any type of zone in the game, and if you combine it with mag of holding, well, you kind of have the ultimate killing machine. This will shred through bosses and can make the red worm basically a walk in the park. The loadout is going to be on the screen right now. I mostly go for a bit of range with hipfire and tac stand, which by the way, it's absolutely fantastic. Again, on this gun you can change attachments the way you like without losing any power, but I feel like this works fantastic for every situation, especially if you combine it with a corresponding mode for each boss. So napalm for mega abominations and manglers, brain rot for mimics and mega abominations, and dead wire for disciples. This weapon can pretty much deal with anything, as I said, much like the Reclaimer 18 and the FR Advancer, but just that extra mobility makes this such a good gun. SMGs have always been some of my favorite guns in the game, and the FJX Horus will not disappoint. It does have a conversion kit which pretty much makes the weapon have zero recoil, but it kind of reduces the fire rate a tiny bit, and I really don't want that, so I just prefer the standard mode because most of my engagements are gonna be up close, so recoil is not gonna be that big of an issue. Anyways, moving on to the second place, and here was a very tough choice again. We have the crossbow from Modern Warfare 2. As you guys know, this used to be my most used gun in the game, and it kinda still is the most overpowered weapon in the game, as you can pretty much dominate tier 3 and the Elder Dark Aether using only a blue 2 and Pack-a-Punch 1. And of course, if you max it out to legendary and Pack-a-Punch 3, you will do more damage to bosses, but when it comes to zombies, Pack 1 will pretty much be a one-shot to any zombie in the game without any issues. And believe it or not, this actually does some decent damage against the red worm if you actually hit a critical spot, which kind of surprised me because I knew it was bad all the time against that. But on the other hand, this kills the entity boss even faster than the jug suit, which is pretty insane. If you direct hit the entity's orb, it will basically one-shot it, and combined with deadwire detonators, it's pretty much unstoppable in MW3 zombies. Now the loadout is going to be on the screen right now, and here the most important attachment will be the explosive bolt, as without this the weapon is, well, not that great. Other than that, I went with a bit of ATS and hipfire, so if you're looking for a weapon easy to use, this will pretty much do everything for you. Just be careful against the worm with this because you do need to hit the critical spots, and do be careful of the ammo count as it doesn't really have a lot. But this is the ultimate killing machine, as you can pretty much take down a huge horde of zombies in like one shot if you have deadwire detonators as well. And I know a lot of people are gonna say that the RGL is better because it has more ammo and shoots faster, but the RGL damage against bosses is not that great, while the crossbow, well, it will pretty much destroy them without any issues. So this is why this is one of the best guns in the game. But it goes on to the second place because on the first place we have another very special weapon. And that very special weapon, and I know a lot of you might disagree with me on this one, it's a weapon very similar to the crossbow, and more specifically the combat bow. This works kind of the same, but what I love more compared to the actual crossbow is the fact that this can actually use mag of holding, and you can shoot a lot faster with it, or you can go without mags of holding and pretty much do this. Pretty insane, right? Now, this has a lot slower velocity than the crossbow if you spam it as fast as you can, but if you charge up the shot a bit, it's pretty much just the same velocity as the crossbow. When it comes to the damage, it can one-shot any zombie with PAP 1 and blue rarity, just very much like the crossbow, and when Pack-a-Punch 3 legendary will destroy everything, especially if you have deadwire detonators as well. This weapon can destroy the entity boss, and as you guys can see, these weapons are pretty darn similar. It's just that the combat bow has that super fast fire rate, and it just looks so amazing. When it comes to the loadout here, we only have one attachment, and that is going to be the explosive tips, as the other ones are pretty much useless. Now, the crossbow might have a few advantages over the bow, like the velocity for example, but the fire rate, as I said, on the combat bow, it's absolutely fantastic and can pretty much deal with anything in the game super easy. And just the way that it looks kind of makes me want to use this weapon more than the crossbow. I mean, it's a combat bow in a zombie game. It's pretty much fantastic. But anyways, this kind of wraps up my ultimate top 5 weapons in Modern Warfare 3 right now. I know there's a lot of other amazing weapons that can dominate the game just as easy as this one, and for that I wanted to ask you guys if you'd like to see a part 2 of this video where I talk about the other 5 good weapons in the game. And you know what? Let's do it like this. If we reach 500 likes on this video, I will do a part 2. So make sure you guys smash the like button. But for now, that's going to be it. I know a lot of people will have other preferred guns, but that's okay because I feel the balance in MW3 zombies is quite good right now. There is plenty of options when it comes to good guns. But anyways, thank you very much for watching. As always, drop a like and subscribe for more content, and let me know down below your thoughts and your preferred guns. And yeah, I guess I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.